Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Valen, and this is
Ultimate Alchemy.
And today is going to be the final episode of Ultimate Alchemy. I know some of you are probably not happy to hear that, others probably are. But it's more or less going to be, well, I'll explain as we go in. But before we do, I feel I should thank Knobby Git. Your patronage and support of the Mischief has been greatly appreciated. Thank you very much, Knobby Git. So let's get into this a little bit. I have set up over here, of course, we've got the open portal, but I set up a bunch of these basic drawers representing the different items that I would need, of course, in a draconic reaction, to create true clay. And the only things I currently have to show are the two things that I started with and grass. So I will be at least adding one more to that today, because if you look at clay, it is going to require 5 on this side and 4 on the other. And I could feasibly have spent like another episode or two and probably have accomplished getting to, I don't know, maybe lapis. I think that would have been a lot of crafting and setting up of machines, but otherwise I think it would have been achievable. Same thing with wither skeleton skulls. I don't know about diamonds. That might have been a little bit further along, but and the same thing with nether quartz. But either way, I know that I can at least get podzol, and that's because we've got some stuff over here. And the reason that I'm going to be ending this series is because it's kind of feeling a little bit lackluster to me. I really appreciate the pack. I think Tema has really done a good job on this. The idea behind it of having a singular goal, people will complete the pack, and it's great. I do like that, and there are lots of multiple goals. And he did update it, and this is not the updated version, so please check out the pack for yourself if you have an interest, because it has changed since this time that I'm showing you now. But that being said, let's actually get this going. What I want to do is get some of the ingredients that I already have. And I should have done this at the end of the last episode, but what I'm going to do is put a couple bushes in here, and I get these boreal seeds. And what do I do with boreal seeds? Well, just watch, and we shall see. Let me grab a little bit of dirt, actually, because I don't want to dig up the ground that is there. Let's get a few of these, and I'll put some here, and I think this should probably do it. Zoop, and there we go. And then I just need my, what is it, little trowel, I think, and that should allow me to silk touch this dirt so that I can therefore use this and put it, there we go, in the package over here, which, let's see, I think the recipe, yeah, it's over on the wood side on the far corner. So there we go. I now have 4 of the ingredients. There are 9 plus the reaction itself, of course, is draconic in nature. Yeah, I feel like I don't feel like I've made a lot of progress in this, but it is cool nonetheless. I kind of miss having a world around me. Skyblocks, don't get me wrong, are fun, but I don't know. This one just, I wasn't quite feeling it, you know? So I figure we're going to do a little bit of a base tour. Of course, we're in this one, so I might as well start in this one. We started off with the main platform here, and this was a multiplayer server that has since been shut off, and there's other mod packs playing on there at the moment. We've got other players going along here. We kind of extended that area just to add in the little teleportation zone and had them put down their own signs. But I started off, of course, with this little section here, which is still going strong. I currently, oh, is this thing still making things? I think it is still making things. But it is currently making me all sorts of ender pearls. I've got over 12,000 ender pearls at this point. It's a really effective setup. It kind of makes me feel that some of regular modded Minecraft, if it had some of these things where you would actually have to progress through in order to get some of these materials, could be actually quite interesting in an open world area instead of like constantly creating mob farms for stuff. You know, it's pretty interesting. But then, of course, we've got the lava set up over here with the absolutely crazy area I have going on in the back, which actually is still working just fine. I'm actually pretty happy about that. We've got our little temporary alloy kilns, which are just kind of cute. And, of course, our mixing smeltery, I guess. Everybody always ends up having a whole bunch of these in their bases, more or less. And we've got water production, which is actually totally outdated at this point. Nothing really required in order to, I never updated this power area over here. That's kind of silly, but it shows how outdated this is. The power system was not updated. The water is currently just kind of meh. You know, I could make that with an aqueous accumulator. We've got the Christmas tree going on. Oh, or festivus tree. I don't know what you want to call it. But of course, we've got the production making the grass, dirt, trees, dead bushes, and so on. Plenty of stuff going on there. And the main power system, which is made from Flux Networks. And actually, this was excellent. I really, really enjoyed being introduced to Flux Networks, and I hope you guys enjoyed the bit by bit I did on it. I'm so sorry that I was a bit late on that one. Actually, I didn't realize it was quite so out there. Sometimes I miss a few of them, and that one totally got away from me. Then we've got our own little tiny farm, fishing spot, just so I could harvest a few seeds if I wanted to, and the Botania setup, which is going really, really strong. I mean, heck, these guys are really working hard. I could probably just spam a bunch more of these, and I would have a ton of mana more than I already do have, which is kind of ridiculous. I mean, this is overproducing what I have, I think. Yep, there we go. I've got plenty in there at this point. And a whole bunch, in here. Yeah, I could just keep on going. But yeah, spamming things isn't always the way to go. So let's go explore things. And we'll save the one person who finished this mod pack for last. All right, and first we're going to go with Gentleman Canoe, which his base is quite interesting. It's not too far along, sort of like mine, but it is far enough along that it is got a lot of interest in it. So of course we gave everybody a bed so they would have their own spawn points. They all started off with their own little chests and their own materials. Kashka was kind enough to actually build all of these platforms for each of the players, which then they built out from there and created their own space to work from. Apparently he made a little stairway up into this platform. I don't know why you'd make a stairway up, but hey, why not, right? It's a free building atmosphere. And then he's got, of course, a lot of stuff being, looks like, auto-compacted. Yeah, into the different results. And then each one of those is compacting further and further, making the different ones. He's even got, nice, a little refined storage setup going on with furnace generator just constantly keeping power running to this system. That's pretty smart, and in fact, very, very smart. And then what does he have? Oh, just a bunch of furnaces being powered over here as needed for his beginning foray into the pack, it looks like. Continuing on, we've got, of course, a smeltery, which is on a timer at this point. Doesn't look like anything's in there, but there is some nickel ingots there and nickel items along the side. I'm just kind of derping around in the players' bases. Oh, there's a coke oven down here. 2 of them. I didn't even see that. Are they like in there? Let's go into spectator mode, and this way we can see inside of blocks, just in case. Now, there's nothing going on really in here. I do see that there's, you know, the usual for the furnace setup, but nothing else going on. Then, of course, there's another mini smeltery here, which, if I'm in spectator, I can't click on here. So I'll jump back into survival mode, and there we go. Nothing really of any note there, but it does look like iron is being made. No, block of redstone. Okay, all right. Magma crucibles, and so on. He went the way of actually additions, which is something that I would have had to have gotten into at some point. I was just kind of holding off on it because I don't know. A lot of people got into that straight away, and I wanted to be a little bit different on my setup and build. Looks like he's got a bunch of sand being compacted, gravel being compacted, and everything else being compacted as well. He's got a nice little wall to deal with here. And, oh, I see. Everything is also being fed down into this. And he's got the auto crafters and stuff being fed in. Very nice. Actually, it's a lot more organized than my setup was. So, well done on that. Looks like he's got his peat and bog farm, or bog peat farm, whatever. And then, of course, just a regular farming area. A little bit of, oh, this is probably the lapis production. I was looking at the chain of events. Yeah, we've got water going into slightly blue, then slightly blue into mildly, then mildly into essence of, then essence of into essence of very blue, then essence of royal blue, essence of true blue. Oh, and then that gets, yeah, that basically gets turned into lapis. So it's just a long chain of similar machines, really. So like I said, you're just going to have to craft a whole bunch of machines, hook them all up, and pump some water in. And then I believe what was it, just have a bunch of in this case he's got lapis going back in, but you can make it with like blue petals or something from the Britannia. But yeah, that was a really good way. He was a little bit further than me on that one, that's for certain. So let's head on back and go check out another base, shall we? Next, we're going to go to Papa Cheese. And that one, looks like it's a nice small little base. I mean, not everybody had a lot of time to play. It all depended on people's schedules, of course. And this one looks pretty good. As you can see, he's got... Oh, that's interesting that he's got a cobblestone post going down. Maybe he was planning on expanding a lower level. He's got his own little Britannia area over here, which actually looks quite nice. With the chiseled cobblestone brick, looks pretty neat. I like that with the mossy cobble corners. Very compact and effective. It's got a ton of autocrafters going on here. Oh my gosh, so many different things being autocrafted. Oh, and they're all going into controller slaves, of course, which then are being fed into this really big storage drawers system. And it looks like he had something set. Oh, I'm guessing this was probably like a peat bog farm area. I'm kind of guessing at that. Either that or he was starting to build one. And then just a whole bunch more drawers. Not too much at this place. He was actually starting to get a little bit decorative with his builds. He had a bunch of different ores going on. And he had most of it down in this little room here, it would appear. Got a ton of different thermal expansion machines going on. Oh, he went the lens color route with, of course, actually additions. We've got your coke oven making your creosote coke, coal coke rather, and so on. What is the... Oh, that's making the compost. Oh, okay. So he was much further along. He was just working very compact. Well done. Overclock generators over here with string being in there. What does he got over here? Igneous extruder. He's got carpenters making all this stuff on the back with centrifuge. Nice. Very nice. All right. And with this one being so compact, let's head on to another one. And here we're going into Knobby Space. Let's go check this out. Ooh, okay. Wow. Much prettier than I anticipated. Or at least it's very stylized factory blocks. Okay. Makes sense. And we've got your furnaces are... Oh, they're smelting up the compressed sand, making copper, being compressed. He's got everything so nice and neat. I feel terrible. This is very well organized, considering. Yeah, furnace generators and stuff going on back there. Looks like he's got cloches making nether wart as well as all sorts of other items. Nice, nice. And he's got the lapis setup going on with the series of machines. He's got a display set up for each one. Just like a little section making each different item that is needed. This is really, really good. Nicely done, sir. And then we've got, of course, igneous extruders. They're making the diorite, which then is probably making some nether quartz, I would guess. Yeah, probably. And then, of course, he's got just your different basic materials. Got a little bit of bedrock being made, which I think you can break the bedrock in here. But it does still hold other properties, still true. And, of course, the smeltery. Oh, there's only 2 items in there. 2 types of items, rather. I'm rather impressed. And then this doesn't look like too much here. Oh, Statue of the Thinker processing. Huh. Okay, that's right. I forgot it wasn't really that expensive to make. Now let's go up to the upper level. See if there's much around here, if it's all just something to look at. Oh, okay, so he built... This was the main platform right here. He chunked that out and made some platforms on either side. So this is where his stone barrel was. And he's got the bog earth going on. As well as an auto fisher, doesn't he? Yes, he does. Aquatic entangler. Very nice. I was considering one of those myself. A little bit of a working space here with several different materials and his bed in the corner. Got a little improved blast furnace and several of the metal presses all set and ready to go for making compressed coal balls. Oh, nice. Because he's got... Let me put the coal up here. Oh, that's really smart. Looks like he's got that all set up. And then, of course, you'd be able to use the presses later on for making things like draconic ingots and whatnot. But it looks like he's got a Botania set up over here. Very nice. Ooh, with a mana splitter going on instead of a spark network. I like that. That is much, much better. I probably should have used that instead. In fact, what is it to make one of those? Oh, I totally could have made one of those, and they're probably a lot less laggy than and get in your face than Spark Network is. I don't think that there's anything down here, but let's have a quick look. Oh, okay. So it's just a little furnace setup going on down here, feeding other things up there. An automatic precision dropper instead of my basic crate setup. Oh, it's nice. Oh, so he's got the automatic precision droppers pumping the coal up here for the endoflames to fill these. Nice. And then, of course, he's got the stone burnt around here, so he can just put some new ones up there for the stone daisy. Very nice setup. It looks really cool, too. Let's actually get up here and get some height. And there you go. There we go. So let's go check out a couple more bases. There aren't too many left. Now, I would go to Shadows, but this is the one that made it to the end. So we're going to come back to Shadow. Instead, we're going to go to Glarebowl over here and check out his base. Oh, looks like he hasn't been doing any work at all. I kid. He's been very busy. In fact, let's get it all loaded in. He's got a lot going on. He's got these massive building structures and so on. Of course, the spawn area. And it looks like he actually made a small man-made lake. What is this block? Metamorphic Plainstone from Botania. That's actually a really cool texture. That's cool. I like that. Then down here he's got Mesa Stone. Nice. Okay, so let's start over here. And he's got a visitor drop-off box. And he's got tons of different machines in a kind of a spookily factory-lit environment, of course, with his coal coke going on and his blast furnace. Tons of processing, and look, all the controller slaves. Oh, all the controller slaves. And then all the compacting drawers going on with all of the basic drawers underneath, making all the materials that you could probably ever need, having them all stored in place with a massive crafting network on the back. Well done. Then, of course, we've got a bunch of bedrock, which I'm guessing he was using to make infinity, grains of infinity. And then, yep, there we go, grains of infinity. Bunch of that in place with a little bit of smeltery. There's nothing in it. How about this one? Nothing in that one too. Oh, that one's got lava in it. Okay, well, still. Okay, I'm feeling really bad. I think I'm the one that has the most amount of materials in smelteries right now. He's got a little bit of Thaumcraft going on, a bunch more compacted drawers, as well as, looks like an auto chisel setup for probably his thinker processing for the XP farms. Very nice. It's got a little bit of this. Is this for? Yep, there we go. Lens of color. Cool. Now let's go check this out over here. Besides his nice, lovely, just little area to hang out in. He's got this with these really cool looking hanging lights. I really like that. That's a nice touch. And this is his power network room, if I'm not mistaken. He's got a whole bunch of overclock generators with, these users that are using acceleration ones on every single one of them with maxed out upgrade speeds. And I'm sure each one is set on the fastest mode it can go. Yep. Which gives tons of power. And he's got it set on a redstone signal. Should he have a power spike, it will automatically turn each of these on, activating each one in turn. Otherwise, it will only use, looks like, a couple of them at a time. So then we've got redstone furnaces over here making lava, it would appear. Making obsidian. And then that's, yep, it's making lava. Okay. And then he's pumping it into, of course, your ender tanks, which is something that I probably should have taken a lot more use of, is ender tanks and ender storage. But we've got, creosote. This is something that everybody has a lot of, is creosote. In here, we've got a mushroom farm area. No real secrets hiding up here, just mushroom farm with mycelium. Wow. Is this a pagoda? Nice. And he's got just this massive looking farm set up with tons of different crops all lined up in a row. Very nice, with a little bit of brown carpet over top of the water just to kind of hide it a bit. I like that. Nice touch. Little fences and everything. There's a lot of building involved there. And then, of course, we've got a central storage facility here with tons of materials in it. Woo! Ooh, lots of stuff. Actually, was that multiple pages? No, just one page. And oh, there you go. Your original 3 barrels being crafted. And then we've got a compacting drawer, which one of the weird things we found is this not this one specifically, but these compacting drawers, when you put charcoal in there, we're making, chiseled charcoal, and then it was dropping them invisibly into the world, like keeping them in this place. So we had to keep on killing them if they were in a compacting drawer. It was really awkward. So that's why there's a lever on the side here, so it doesn't actually add any more to it. But then we've got, of course, his little Botania farm area where he was duplicating a whole bunch of the petals. And he's got his Elfheim portal, as one would have. And, of course, all of the Botania little Portuguese pavement styles that Vazki added to the mod. Very, very nice. Very cool. Lots of unique and individual, like, mini biomes that he made here with the different building types and everything. As the sun sets on this one, I think we move on to another. Okay, we're getting down towards the end here. We are going to go to Tillask's place, and then we're going to hit Shadow and end it there. And here we are at Tillask Space. Now this one here, you'll probably notice that there is something above me. Well, we'll check that out in a moment. Right now you can see the humble beginnings. Very dark. There are some watermelons, a little bit of grass. Not too much down here. A few stacks of some things going on. Not a lot to really see. There's some basic production, but it all got improved upon at some point when Tillask made this giant, space station, for lack of a better term. It is multiple levels as well. We'll start up here with the farms that are currently being lit by glowing glass, of course, which is really nice. Very immersive and worked it into the entire build, as well as these farms over here for the wheat and cactus, as well as a bunch of flax. I think it's all being harvested and farmed by the Actually Editions farmers, which is cool. And then we're going to go into the upper section first, because this is where the least amount of stuff is. The next level down, I think, is where there's some heavy amounts here. And of course, there is your area here with tons of items available and at your fingertips. Plus a bed, of course, with the different mana setup and some basic Botania area here. Oh, look, this is what I was pursuing. A terrestrial agglomeration plate, but that requires lapis. Ugh, so rude. A basic Thaumcraft storage area here, and then this massive hallway, which is duplicated down below as well. Now we get into the little bit of immersive engineering, but it tends to be a little bit frame rate reductive. But I will still try and get through here anyway, because I think that there's just a lot of stuff going on all at once. So if we come through here, you can see, oh, sorry about the frames. We've got basically a lot of sugarcane being used to provide diesel power over here with your diesel generator. And then continuing on, we've of course got the garden cloches. I think it just took a bit for some of these things to load in. Maybe I was looking at too much all at once. But we do have some... Look at this. Emeralds being made in here. Oh, it's so good. And then, of course, as before, you get your lava set up, making your netherrack. A bunch of auto crafting, as we saw before. But now we're going to go downstairs. And down in here, we've got a dark room. Why do we have a dark room? I will show you this, actually. There's tons of different things. But in here is where he's got his, mushrooms and stuff being made with the moistener and stuff in the dark. He's got a bunch of forestry items, totally just hooked all together, making different kinds of nether meat, protein soup. Oh my gosh, so many different things. Water. It's just this conglomeration of items making all of the things that you could potentially ever need in Minecraft, with a lot behind the scenes. Actually, here, let's go into game mode 3. Or spectator mode, so I can fly through things a little bit easier, because it gets a little bit compact back here, and you guys can see the sheer quantity of things that he has going on, or she, I'm not really sure. Tillask is male or female, doesn't matter. But you can see that there is just a ton of it. There is so much production. There's the lava. I think this is the main power source with magmatic dynamos being fed lava constantly, which is something I probably should have considered as well, but I enjoyed using the enervation dynamos with redstone since that was infinite as well. We've got a bunch of just the seeds and whatnot. We've got oil generators being used from the canola seeds out there. We, of course, have smeltery, which has one type of item in it, probably nickel, I think. A bunch of coke ovens going on here. It looks like there's 4 of them, and I think that there's an ender porcupine. We actually had to remove this. There were a few acceleration wand auto users on this that it was rotating through as well, but sadly it had some problems on the server and it had to be broken down. But that was a very smart way of using the ender porcupine as well, since it was able to kind of rotate through them. But we then, of course, have all this making a whole bunch more here for making your money as it is, because I know that there's a money that needed to be made to make the emeralds. And then just more of a really cool looking hallway that is totally awesome to fly around and through. Of course, tiny bit of, floating jaded amaranthus making the flowers as needed. And that's pretty much it for this one here. Though it is really, really cool. Let's get a aerial view of this, if we can. There we go. This is really cool. Such a massive build. And then we're going to save this one, and we're going to head off into Shadow's base. Here we go. Into Shadow's base we go. And this one's pretty big as well, but it's a lot more just expansive in a large, flat area. Now, it's possible that there might be some... Shadow, you make me feel so much better now that I see your smeltery. It's not far from mine. There's a little trapdoor there with... Hey, before we go exploring here, let's see what's down below. There seems to be... Well, of course, there's like a massive pipe network going on up here. Very impressive. There's a bedrock area. Oh, this is probably, yep, an area to kill withers. Nice. What is this one here? The mob grinder off on the side, being charged by an advanced power cell from RF Tools. Very nice. Coming back through, oh, there's a whole nother section up above. I didn't even see that. Oh man. All right, so we're going to start off down here. This is such a massive area. Nothing to say that you have to have such a massive build for Ultimate Alchemy yourself if you do a playthrough. Oh, a properly done Bog Earth and peat farm. This is really good. But it looks like Shadow just had a lot of fun with setting up an appropriate section and area for each one and fully expand through each. I know that he wanted to do a little bit more with it. I don't know if he had enough time to actually complete everything that he was working on. Is this all? Yeah, that's making the water of life and so on that we started off with as well. Got a little Botania set up with lots of little flowers and the jaded amaranthus again. A nice Thaumcraft area. Look at all that. The proper stair-step method of storing your different essentia. Oh, it's so good. And then, of course, you've got your crucible, and he is using an infernal furnace. Oh, what better way to have fun with Thaumcraft than with one of those guys. So, zooming over here, it looks like he's got his safety zone where he's actually making making any kind of trouble, or yeah. So he's got things being fed over here, but this is his safety zone in case bad things happen, I think, because, well, you know, if you've ever played Thaumcraft, bad things happen. And then, of course, he's got a bunch of paving stones of travel, which will increase your speed, leading out to an arcane pedestal with or an arcane setup, infusion setup. And yeah, it's a little, I think this is for those that don't already know. In one of the more recent updates to Thaumcraft, there's a limit now of only 10 of things like wither skulls and skeleton skull, just any kind of skulls and heads and candles in the entire area will ever affect it at this point. Last I knew. Now, for all I know, it will be changed again, but that was to prevent spamming along this. So if you are currently playing Thaumcraft, know that you don't actually need to do this anymore. Though in most, I would say 99% of the versions, including the most recent ones, Thaumcraft 6, you would need to do that to create a stable infusion, and that probably does help quite a bit in most cases. So let's actually go over here, and I already know what this is. Can you guys figure out what this is? This is a section for him to fight the Gaia Guardian, of course. Just a little arena for him to use. Then working over here, we've got your, of course, your immersive engineering stuff, which is very key, very cool, and always lovely. I got a Thumbcraft. Immersive engineering stuff has always just really held a good spot in my heart because of just how, well, immersive and neat it looks in comparison to your, like, all-in-one boxes. I mean, look at this thing. It's a beast, and it's like very end game for immersive engineering. Oh, he's got lapis. Oh, so good. And then, of course, he's got all the setups leading into a power gen, it would appear. He's got his fermenters going on. He's got a refinery, his double diesel generators, which is actually normal. I found that 2 of them work better than just one, because one of them will be used to power all the machines that are making its product. And then the other one will be pure profit, more or less. But yeah, because each one of these requires different power values. And then he's got a bunch of garden cloches, which are all probably, I'm guessing they're being fed some kind of fertilizer. They are not. Okay. Well, apparently they've been more than sufficient without it. He's got tons of storage over here with, I couldn't tell you what that is without a bucket in my hand. Let's put a bucket in my hand. That is creosote oil. There we go. And then, of course, you got your coke ovens going on with their pumps on there, taking all of the creosote. I should have just looked at the pipes. And it's all feeding the creosote into there. He's got a massive crafting area going on here, which, yeah, look at this. Man, there's so much. It looks a bit crazy, sort of like my contraption, but in a whole different way, because he's got it all organized on the other side. So he's got all the behind-the-scenes work, auto-crafting all of these materials as he needs them, and they're all being made and fed from the back area. As you can see here, he's even got his little ender pearl setup going on, being fed into a central storage area where everything is just being held in place. It's or is accessible as well. What is that? Looks like eggplant. Oh, this is lovely. Oh, and this is a tank. This isn't even a smeltery, is it? No, it's a smeltery. Wow. Protein soup, molten pulsating iron, molten invar, molten lead, molten electrum, yellorium, bronze, tin, lumium, constantan, resin, manilin, iron, egg yolk, redstone slurry, gold, ender, and that seems to be it. And of course he's got fuel lava on the side. It at the very least looks really, really cool. And then a nice machine setup on the side here. Whew, wow. And then he's got a little underground area for his mushrooms. Let's go into game mode 3 and see if there's anything underneath that we may have forgotten. Oh, right. Underneath the Bog Earth Farm, of course, is the harvesting mechanics that he has set for it. I don't really see anything here, so let's go up, shall we? This is very, very high up. Oi. Okay. And here we've got another Bog Earth Farm going on, which seems to be very well lit. And then, oh, this is really lovely. He said that he was going to try and make it so that it was automating everything as well. This must be the progress that he had. He's got another Wither Killer set up over here to get his Nether Stars. In case of star depletion, turn lever on. Cover ears. Warning, mild damage may occur while on. Good to know. But this place here is impressive. Wow. Okay, let's see here. Welcome. Oh, he said he was making signs. Wither Nether Star Farm, power plant, and then he's got some clay factories going on. Power plant, what? Construction, had to pick and choose what I finished. Oh, okay, so he didn't really get too much going on, but obviously this is more than enough with his overclocked planks, or overclocked generators being fed by planks in that area. So let's take a look here. Nothing at this level is to the platform down below. Everything on this platform is completely self-sufficient, even power. The goal with this platform was largely decor and base needs. For clay, automation, not efficiency necessarily. Just tried to do most things differently than I did below. Cool, so he kind of did like a second playthrough of a sort. How neat is that? And then he's got his wireless set up. He's got a bunch of your... he's got each one of them being fully automated, or at least being stored, if not automated, in each of their different containers. And then, of course, he would have it being processed into true clay. Look at that. And I think I only got, what, like 4 of the 9? And I didn't even get the draconic stuff. Did he do chisel and bits over here? Oakwood planks covers. Okay. All right, that works, because then he's got things being fed. Yep, fed in the back. Wow. Very nice. Very nice indeed. In here he's got smeltery with liquid dirt being made. Oh, probably for the processing of, yeah, liquid dirt into, I'm going to guess, like pulverizer. Okay, so he's making the dirt for it, and then I'm guessing that's going to make, like, life, or so 1 dirt equals this much dirt. Profit. Okay, so he found a way of just making dirt from dirt. Nice. Typical Lapis setup. Couldn't change much here. Okay. As you see, yep, a ton of different things. He's got a really nice setup. And then he's got a bit of gold going in on the back as well. Okay. And then he's got peat, which is what we just saw earlier, I think. But let's go down the proper way. There we go. So we've got the little ladder there. Over here, there's no lens on that. Okay. Interesting. I wonder if the lens was destroyed or something by accident. But either way, very nice setup. He's got the grass being made. He's got these here. Fluid pumped into ender tank is around the stairs to the right, and so on. Oh my gosh, there's stairs. Okay, before we go up the stairs, we've got the endo flame setup. Yeah, it is pretty simple to work with, isn't it? Arranged collector, as well as he's got a bunch of items being made over here. Nice. So nicely organized here. And look at the design touches. Very good. We're going up the... Shoot, before we go up. There's a back room, for crying out loud. So much stuff going on in here with all the actually additions processing. Wow. Okay. So he has a ton of stuff going on. He's got a little view screen over there. Is there another back room? No, but there is 2 stairways. So we're just going to go up this one. and lead into this other area where he's got these massive windows looking where you can peek down into the other workrooms. This is fantastic. Really outdid himself. And he's got tons going on over here. It would appear that he had a good time with this mod pack. That is for certain. Wow. And then he's got the setup over here making the wither skulls from the drops of evil. Clay! Turn off lever to turn on. Okay, and then he's got his nether stars, fusion crafting core going on. Oh wow, he's got them all up there. Look at that. That's amazing. Okay. And I can't think of a better place to stop than here. I mean, heck, this is absolutely beautiful. Job well done, sir. Shadow. And here, I'll even put a screenshot on there of when Shadow was able to open the portal itself. So if you guys enjoyed this series, and I hope you did, even though I did not get a full playthrough, at least I got a partial way through, please give a like on the channel. Don't forget to get a sub. We're streaming on Twitch. You can check us out there. And, as always, thank you very much to our patrons, who were the people that were on this server with me, and were able to kind of play along and have some fun of their own. So, till next time, folks, I'll see ya.